because these aren't production sites quite, but they are development sites and people are using them occasionally, so I'm trying to make sure I don't ruin anything. So the first thing is I want to go to my site, WeBWorK 2 admin, and that gets me into the admin course. Normally I'd have to log in, but I just logged in a few minutes ago. This list of courses here, these are all of the courses that are available and active on this particular site. You can click on them and you will actually be taken to that course and you will be able to see what's in it. Any course that you created, you should be automatically enrolled as a professor in it. And in fact, that's the other thing. So all of these people listed here, these are all, quote, students in the course. You notice that they have funny names because I've changed their student names to include both their real login name and the name of their course. So I can give one person several courses and they will have different, quote, usernames. But that's just used for email purposes. And I want to look at the permission level here. There's a lot of people I've created. So right here at the bottom, every time that I create a new course, the following 4 people here, 2 versions of myself and Jason and Arnie Pizer and also a guy named Admin, those people are automatically enrolled in the course as well with professor privileges. This way I can go in and troubleshoot things. Probably I should eliminate the administrator because that's a little too obvious for other people to try and log in. Okay, so that's the only thing that you touch on of the standard on the admin course. That's the standard tools that you use in course is the class list, and that's just for information. Add a course, I think we've covered. Fairly straightforward. You put in the ID and the rest of it is information, except for this ID right here. This will be the login for the professor you're creating the course for. Rename a course is even simpler. Find the course that you want to rename, put in the new name, and rename it. We did that yesterday. Delete course is the same thing. You want to be cautious about it. So actually what I want to do now is to go to unarchived courses, and I want to do that on a different machine. So, and first I will show you the upgrade course. This is what it looks like when it's mostly upgraded. You notice that all of these courses here seem to be up to date, databases are okay. This is a special course that is broken, but I'm not going to fix it. And there's a comment around here. If you haven't updated in some time, it will tell you things like the achievements directory is created. These are some automatic upgrades that allow you to do math achievements and things like that. Okay, so that's what it looks like when everything is working. And down here we have some messages about there's old courses that have an extra field in them with published. Again, I can largely ignore those. So this is what it looks like when things are working. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unarchive a course. So the unarchived courses have all been saved as .tar.g in compact format. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unarchive math161q tar.gz, and I'm hoping that that was long enough ago so that it will be out of date and I will have to update it. So I want to upload this guy, 161q tar.gz. I'm going to give it a new name. I'm going to call it test course. And I'm going to unarchive the course, and we'll see what happens with this. It checks to make sure that I really want to rename this to test course, and I do. So I'm going to unarchive it. Okay, and so let's see. Let's see if we can figure out what the problems are with this. So the error message says that it can't find global user achievement form. So it's having trouble updating because it can't create a field that takes care of the achievements. And As I said, I purposely didn't do things too much ahead of time here so that we could see what errors are. It's important to read down through the whole thing here. I'm trying to see whether the problem is that it couldn't log in. Let me try and upgrade the courses here and let's see what happens. Because there was this message about achievement errors being added, I'm going to just click Upgrade Courses, and presumably that means the Achievements directory will be created and the Achievements HTML directory will be created. So let's do that once. Notice that this is, now you have to be careful about this. This is the belt and suspenders kind of stuff, probably a little too conservative. This is telling me what it's going to upgrade. So here there's a whole bunch of things missing, including directories and so on from the courses, and it won't do everything. It's very cautious about what it changes. It only changes things that it knows will be okay. So some of these upgrades won't work just because it required, particularly if it requires deleting something. So here's where I get down to the button that actually tells me to upgrade. So the first upgrade simply gives me a lot of information about exactly what's going to be done. And now when I click this upgrade, it's going to do it. This is probably too much information for most people, but I found it better to have too much information than too little. Okay, so here is the admin course. As I said, the admin course is almost always out of date because it's the oldest course on your site. So for example, the scheme is missing. There's an extra field for version ID, but extra fields are harmless. So they're in the database but not defined in the schema, and I can ignore those. Here, the directory structure for this course is all broken, and it's not going to fix it. But I'm not going to use that course, so I can ignore that. And same thing for this course. Which course is this? This is, let's see. Notice the table achievements were created this time. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this. Should make life easier. Oh, and then there was a course called Union, and it has a bad data structure also. I think it's a failed course, and I should delete it. That means just going to the command line and using use-it commands to download it. So now I actually upgraded this thing first, and hopefully this time when I try and unarchive the course, I'll be able to do some more stuff here. So I wanted to unarchive the course. See how far I got. Actually, let me, I have to remember where I am right at the moment. So I'm just going to go back to courses. I couldn't really, so test course has actually been created. If I try and log into it, I may have some difficulties because it's an old course and I don't have permission to get in on it. But I do have permission to upgrade it, so I will do that. So here we have test course, and the test course, it turns out, was already upgraded. So it's all set. So there's nothing I'm going to be able to show you for that. What happens, so this is kind of advanced stuff, but just so that you know to ask, if you upgrade a course that was from long ago and you don't have permission to get in, if you have command line access, you can add yourself as a professor to the course. If your admin course does not agree, that's a spurious warning. Particularly, I think there's an extra publish field or something like that. And again, we programmed it so that you get notices about things that you can ignore rather than silent failures, which you then have to puzzle out. Okay. So I was hoping to unarchive a course and have to upgrade it, but I don't think that's going to be possible, at least on this machine. But I've shown you how to archive the course, unarchive the course. Let me show you how to archive a course. So if I archive a course, let's say this fall 140 course, I want to archive it. The first thing it does is to check and make sure that its structure is okay. And if it's not okay, it'll ask you to upgrade it. And then It also is warning me that there's a previous archive version of this course, and I'm about to replace that. It doesn't keep extra copies. So I'm going to archive it. And now it's been replaced. And if I want to unarchive it, here it is right here, 148 tar.gz. I could unarchive this and give it a new name. It'll warn me. It's going to create the test. Okay, so now it's created a new name for this. I'm probably not going to be able to log into this because this one was created by someone else and not by me, and so I don't have professor privileges in this course, but I'll try it anyway. If I had created this course, I would be able to log into it. And I can get into it, but I need to use the command line to do that. It's only possible to shift assignment dates when you're importing sets. Is there a safe way to move a course from one server to another? And yes, that is, oh yeah, okay, sorry, that's JT's. So let me show you one other thing, which your instructor should also know about. Let's say I go into this course, which I did create. All right. So now I'm not an administrator. I'm just an ordinary professor in my own course. And if I go to File Manager, and I look down in the left-hand corner, it says Archive this course. So I archive this course, and it gives me a little piece of information. It says reload File Manager to see the course that I've archived. It's called the name of the course, demo.tar.gz. So I do reload. Here is that course that I just archived. That's another one. I did it at a different time. This is the one in which I archived some files that I was downloading. But I can now take this and I can download it to my own computer. Downloads, put a date on it, something like that, and save it. And now I have a snapshot of my course at this time. I can now take this, give it to, I can't resurrect this course directly until it's put in the courses directory on some machine, but I can take this file and take it to any WeBWorK site administrator and ask them to upload my course. Was that clear? That's a useful thing to be able to do. And yes, the archive includes output from MySQL dump. It's a complete snapshot of the course, everything in the database and everything in the directories. WW does use cookies to some extent. They usually work, and it tends to log you in. Remember, however, that the cookies are probably local to each course, and they don't take you. If you move from one course to another, you'll have to log in again. Okay. Let me just go through the last part here. Obviously, you do not want, if you're running a server, you do not want professors you do not want professors creating courses on their own. So what they have to do is they have to go to their download folder. There it is. And they have to take this file, which is sizable, 2.6 megabytes, and they have to email it to you or put it on a site where you can pick it up or something like that. And then what you do is you have to use FTP or something like that to, let's see, which we're on Devel 2. Okay, so as an administrator, you have just received a request to have a new course put up, you need to cd to op.webwork.courses. This is the command line side of things, and this is where all the courses are. So if I do, these are all of the archive courses, and the other ones are courses that are active. The templates are there. Okay, and so what you would do is do SFTP to upload, or some other file transfer mechanism, to upload the tar.gz file that you were sent in the email and upload it to this position. Once you put it in this courses directory, you will be able to see it from the web and unarchive it, as I've shown you before. I think I will skip doing that stage unless there are questions. Is that clear? I think I have covered nearly everything for what you can do from the command line, unless you actually want to see things being uploaded. I can probably do that. Okay, gauge at devel2.webwork.rochester.edu. Okay. I want to locally CD to downloads. Maybe I should have done that before. Okay. I need to find out the name of my directory here on my machine. Okay, it's called downloads. Okay. And the name of the file that I'm going to upload starts with July. Okay. I have other tools that are faster to do this, but they're specific to Macs, so they're probably not that useful for you. So I'm going to CD to the courses directory. There I am. Just make sure I'm there. Okay, and now I'm going to put, and unfortunately there's no completion, so I have to get this right. It's going to take a few minutes to upload the thing. And now I'm going to quit from my local machine at home, and I'm going to list. And there's my uploaded file. I don't see any questions yet. And now I go back to my admin page on the machine that I'm on. If you're administrating many machines like I am, you have to make sure you're working with the same machine all the time. And now I'd like to unarchive courses. And there's my course from July. So I'll upload that. I'll unload. Yep, I want to rename it to Test 3 course. So it didn't like the fact that I'd renamed the course. It uses information from that. So let me go back and rename this. There's a certain amount of fragility still in this. I'll probably destroy, I'm going to destroy this copy right here when I do this move, but that's okay. I don't need the backup for it. Okay, So now I have, so changing the name, you can change the name as I upload it, but changing the name, as I unarchive it, I can change the name, but when you upload it, you should preserve the name of that course. So now let me try this again. And then go back another field. Reload this so I get the right names. It's 2014. Where is it? This guy right here. So I'm going to unarchive that course. Oops, I want to rename it though. So new name, we'll call this test 3. Okay, I want to create it. Okay, and I should be able to log into it because I created the course, and so I'm in as an instructor. And there it is. Okay. Now, unfortunately, this is not going to show me anything about upgrades or anything like that, because all of the courses are, including this new one, I think are going to be up to date. The admin course, of course, always needs updating, and the broken courses. But yeah.